Is it worth developing your own land? Is it worth building your own house? Do you even want to get into the project? Welcome to Carlson and Co. We're headed up north today to take a look at a property for a client. We are a real estate development and construction company. This client has asked us to go up here to take a look at the property, which has some amenities on it already, but they're looking to build up there. So thought I'd bring you guys along to show you what we look at in property, kind of cost breakdown of what needs to happen to build a home, and just give you an idea of what it's like living up here in North Idaho. So I see the potential in this property. It's got 5 acres. It is on a hillside, but it's really not too steep. So it's somewhat of a usable 5 acres, maybe a usable 2 acres out of the 5. The rest is wooded, very private. Has a great view of the river once the house is in, but there is one reason why I would not buy this property. All right, so big things we need to look at first. This drive is not too bad. They just cut it in with dirt, but definitely need to bring some 1.5 inch, 3/4 crush to top. I don't think you can tell from the video, but it's fairly steep. So I'd like to just cut this off here and then start our turnaround past this temporary meter. All right, so looking around here, this is a great property. It has a small pad already, enough to come up here and, you know, like with a work trailer and get set up. But really the big cost in it's gonna be making enough room to build a house with a garage that you could actually turn a truck and trailer around up here with. So taking this whole hillside out, these trees and everything is gonna be the main cost. You got a lot of hauling and you have a lot of man hours just getting that stuff out of there. This estimate I'm also gonna do without utilities, even though this project has it done already, just to give you guys a better idea of what it would cost buying bare land and doing this yourself. All right, so why is this property a no-go for me? Just personal preference. Because of this. Railroad tracks. Right at the foot of the property. You gotta pass this every day. I got kids. My kids like to be in the woods just like I do. I don't want them anywhere near railroad tracks. You have 3 options. First, develop your own land from nothing. You can buy a piece of land that maybe has power and water already done for it. Or you can buy property that has everything done on it. What's best for you? Stay tuned to find out. All right, so here's where we're working. This property is one step ahead of that other one that we just looked at. Got our driveway roughed in, water's happening there. These are the boulders that came out of the ground. Our 145, I'm gonna run in there and start that real quick. This little section right here will be a swale for the drainage for the house. We are stepping on our drain field, and that's the septic tank, which will connect into the house. The building site will be back here right in front of that riprap wall. All right, so one thing I forgot to talk about on the other project was a site disturbance plan. Basically what that is, on this one, as you saw as we walked up, we had the black fencing around the side there. The plan basically lays out your drainage for your new build, as well as what's going on in the building process. That way you're not dumping water into your neighbor's property, into the street. You're not losing rocks off the construction side. We're also going to take a look on part 2 at the excavation costs, and part 3 would be the cost of actually building a house here. So stay tuned. So we've done the math on that site. Basically what you're gonna need is a site disturbance plan. It's $3,000. You're gonna need water, a well, around $10,000 for that property. It all depends on depth and what they're drilling through. Power, about 4,000 bucks to get from the transformer up to the house. Septic is 11,000 bucks. Usually for a basic septic system, you are 10,000 to 15,000. This one specifically is 11,000 bucks to install. Dirt export's the big one on there. 5 trucks, couple days of hauling dirt. It's going to be 20,000 bucks. 4,000 bucks for our big excavator and a driver to load those trucks. Then we have mobilization of the equipment's 1,000 bucks, and then to grade, bring some gravel out, grade, compact that driveway, you're looking at another 3,100 bucks, and some forestry work getting rid of those trees but leaving the debris there is going to be another 4,000 bucks. So there is an option I put on there as well for propane. Some people want some gas. 500-gallon tank, 2,500 bucks, and then it's about 1,000 bucks to fill. So basically that brings us down to the utility work that is done on that property, but if you were to do it yourself, it'd be about 27,500. And the dirt work that is done, and then the additional work that the customer is asking us to do, is 35,100. And that does not include the excavation, which is gonna be talked about in part 2 of this video, which is actually digging the house site, like finalize the driveway, prepping the driveway so it goes into the garage at a acceptable slope, and then also hooking those utilities up. So actually hooking that septic up and hooking that water up to the house. So stay tuned, we'll get to that one next. And the total for that, $62,600 for that specific project to get it to a point where you could have a house site and all your utilities ready to go. Am I missing anything? Just put it in the comments. I'll address it on the next video. Anything I missed going over the property. One of the other things that I want to address as well is kind of the in-between stuff that you don't really notice or think about on a property. Just some time-consuming things that are going to cost you some money. The biggest one is just moving dirt. So on this property I'm working on right now, we had to move 16 truckloads out. But really, we had to move that pile twice and then get it into a truck, which ended up taking days on our big machine just to get it somewhere where we could load the dump truck. So it ended up costing, I think, an additional 2,400 bucks to get the dirt off the property. You know, and then it cost us time that we didn't charge for just moving these piles of dirt to try and make some room for actual excavation.